Nick Smith. Nick Smith is a 24-year-old art teacher at St. Mary's Catholic High School. It's his first year teaching. Now, to explain Nick is an artist. Nick is a lover of learning. Nick reads all the time. He's always interested in learning something new. He's very eccentric. He tries to fit into the mold, especially the teacher mold. He tries to fit into the mainstream mold. He's extremely attractive. He is built. He has beautiful hair, a great smile. He looks like a Greek goddess, as Marissa explains. But he really has this goofiness about him, as he really is an artist and a free spirit at heart. Nick is trying to fit into the mold that his parents have created for him. They want to see their young son get serious about life, get into some structure, and really get into a real job. Nick's passion is art and photography. He spent the first year after college traveling Europe, backpacking his way through Europe. He reads up a lot on Buddhism, even though he was raised Catholic. He has a lot of philosophical ideas. He loves literature and opening his mind to new thoughts. He's very unconventional. Now, in his unconventionalness, however, he does really want to follow the rules. He wants to perform well at his job. He works overtime in order to try to achieve the best he can at his job. He wants not only to impress his parents, but he wants to impress the school administrators. He wants to impress the students too. So when he meets Marissa Belknap, he is completely blindsided. First of all, he's extremely attracted to her, even though he wants to deny this fact. And in his mind, he's berating himself because he can't understand why he's so attracted to this young girl. Nick and Marissa are about 5 years apart, so they're not terribly far apart in age. And in their spirits, or the way they communicate with each other, they're very much connected. They're so connected, in fact, that they both have never experienced a connection such as this one before. So they are both in this space where they're trying to get away from each other, but this deep spiritual connection is bringing them together. Some people might say that it's this sensual lust that is bringing them together. That certainly has a part, but the neat thing about Nick and Marissa's relationship is that it's a lot more than that. It goes much, much deeper than that. In the first few chapters of the story, after Marissa meets Nick, they are literally enthralled with each other just in having conversations with one another. They tend to get along on every single level, and it's something that's so refreshing that they could just spend hours talking to one another. The sexual attraction that Nick has for Marissa is undeniable. She's a very beautiful young lady, and he's a young man who hasn't been in a relationship in quite a while since he was focusing on his education and career. So he makes some choices that were perhaps not the most prudent choices, and I'm referring to the scene in the art room, which I hope you enjoy immensely, when he invites Marissa to the art room after hours. And Nick throughout the story it's kind of nice and sweet as well. You must remember how young Nick actually is. He's 24 years old, and he's really asked to make these adult decisions of morality. And ethical means that for him, being so young, he's having a hard time making those. He's trying so hard to draw the line with Marissa. He's trying to tell her that this relationship is not possible, that the friendship even is not possible. But there's something beyond him. There's something more that's stronger than him that leads him to seeking time with Marissa, even though he understands that he could lose his job. Nick also has this intense feeling that he must please his parents. His parents want to see him married. They want to see him in a relationship. They want to see him happy. And so there's this struggle of him trying to meet his parents' needs and desires because he deeply respects them. Nick also has a whole host of friends that he's had since childhood who believe in him, but they also think he is a bit of a goofball, that he's not really that serious about life. And so it's interesting to see Nick develop also throughout this book, because for Nick, he also not only has a sense of maturity, but I believe that Nick grows in himself throughout the story. Nick grows in himself, and Marissa actually, even though she's much younger than him, she helps him to grow into a better man. She helps him to grow into a man that he really wants to be, versus being a man that is conforming to what other people want him to be. So I hope you fall in love with Nick Smith, and just give me some feedback on how you love his character.